Gosh, you guys, can you believe it? It's been over 2 months since I started 99, and here we are, episode 4. I know y'all are excited. I'm excited. You saw that I went and played through 3 hours straight of episode 3 there at the end, because I was really hyped for it, really enjoying it. And then now here we are in the final chapter. I know there's a new episode, but I think that's just more side story stuff, right? That's not like an after story thing, pretty sure. But we are on what I believe is the final episode, the final chapter. And this is starring the wonderful Noah Yuki, who is a little bit of a chuny. And it is amazing, and I love everything about it. And I love her interactions with Renya, so I'm hoping we'll get a lot of those in this. And maybe we'll get some answers as to a little bit of the things that happened right there at the end of episode 3. So I'm excited. I have no idea where this is going to go. Am I going to have to read the opening line to the game again for the 4th time now? We'll see. We're going to find out right now. Let's go ahead and press new game. Let's do it. Oh, frick, we're just going straight back into this.
Hi, こんにちは。それともこんばんはかしら?
Okay, I'm here for it. I remember this very well. There was a lot going on, though, in this little scene that they threw in at the end. I was like, okay. Good afternoon, or perhaps good evening. Let's see. It's about afternoon.
かけるの世界の目が不完全なせいでしょうね。あなたを見つけるの、本当に大変なのよ。無事にまたつながってよかったわ。さっき、あなたにとってはさっきじゃないかもしれないけれど、別にどうでもいいわね。そんな細かい話は。
Yeah, that's what you say now, but we'll find out.
と言ったけれど、あなたが本格的に運命への介入を始める前に確認させてほしいことがあるの。
Okay.
簡潔に聞くわ。あなた、オーバーロードを使いこなせていないでしょ。
Well, I kind of just learned that I have Overlord, so no, I haven't been able to master it quite yet. Not in between episodes.
相変わらず反応が薄いわね。おぼろげに戸惑いが伝わってくるけれど。
I mean, I suppose, sure.
まあ、確認するまでもないわね。オーバーロードを完全に掌握していたのなら、私の接触に戸惑うはずがないし。
I'm still kind of pissed they haven't shown what she looks like. All we have is a silhouette, and that's probably all I'm ever gonna get. And it's quite disappointing. I want to know what Sophie looks like, or Iris. I mean, I guess they kind of are the same, right?
あなたの今までの鑑賞の仕方から、無数の枝を自由に観測することもできないんじゃないかしら。違う？
I'm unable to freely observe the infinite number of branches. I don't suppose I can freely go through them, no.
質問しても無意味ね。意思疎通が困難な時点で使いこなせていないのは明白。
I don't know, I'm talking to you, but you ain't listening to me, so
オーバ
that's
ーロ
on
ー
you.
ドは言い伝え通りのスペックならば、世界の目の完全な上位互換なのよ。
Yeah, I suppose.
つまり、
It's pretty strong,
私
actually.
にできることはあなたにもできるはず。いえ、できなくちゃいけないのよ。何せ、あなたは世界の支配者なんだから。
Sounds like a lot of work. I don't know if I want to do that.
オーバーロードの使い手が情けないままじゃがっかりなのよね。私としては。
Wow, I feel so called out right now. That would be me. I would just totally waste its potential.
というわけで、連動をあげるわよ。
Okay,
私
fine.
が手伝ってあげる。
Fine, fine.
意思疎通ができないことは、まあいいわ。さして重要じゃない。問題なのは、自由に観測、干渉できていないこと。
Gosh, if we're able to freely observe and interfere, what kind of chaos are we about to get into in this episode?
私がどうやって他の枝を認識しているのか。そのイメージをあなたに伝えるわ。
When I recognize other branches, what do you mean by recognize?
集中して。行くわよ。
Just show me what you look like. I need to know. No. We're just... What? What am I looking at right now? What? and looking at like a timeline of the entire game. I really like this graph. This is really cool. It puts it into perspective for you really well. Okay, so that's where Renya died. That was still a plot twist. I don't think I really truly understood what was going on then. I feel like you guys just had to completely explain everything there to me, and I appreciate that because I just had no idea. Okay, and then that's kind of where it leads into us going back and then going into Sora's. Okay, cool. Then we go down Sora's. And okay, and that's the bad end. Then this is like, I guess, the good end. Ghost died, so is it really a good end though? I really like that CG. Oh, I can't click on anything. Okay, and then just to recap, we're right here. I find out Yoichi is bad, 100%. I mean, we kind of saw their little glimpse at the end or whatever, right? Somewhere in here. But then that was a cool moment. I liked being able to see him in Rig Veda. Hot Springs was really dope. Then we had the Iris. Then we had the bad end. We had to like fix that, and then go down here. I like how this one's like super far down. Like these are both super far down. And the fight continues. Okay, so I think I need to go to Sophie's space.
どうかしら。何か変化はあった？
So wait, guys. Looking at that chart, why are they showing me this chart right now? Okay, are they just trying to visualize what's happened so far for me? Or is that something I'm going to go back and refer to? Like, am I going to go and start hopping around the different branches and messing with stuff? Is that what they're implying? Because that little branch thing right there really reminded me of Raging Loop. Raging Loop has, like, such a cool system to see, like, different endings and branches and stuff like that. I really liked how that game did it. So I wonder, is that going to be something similar happening? Or am I just totally going off base? We'll find out.
どうやらつかめたようね。よかった。これで伝わらなかったら、なぜこんなボングをオーバーロードが選んだのかしらって嘆かなきゃいけないところだった。それじゃ次のステップよ。任意の枝に干渉する。どの枝に干渉するかは私から指定させてもらうわ。
Oh boy, we're just gonna change everything we've ever done, aren't we? This is some Steins Gate stuff right here. I'm here for it though. I am so excited.
時刻はそうね。19時頃がいいかしら。
Oh, fricks, we're going pretty far back. I feel like that's towards the start of the game, isn't it? Like we started in April.
そう。私とカケルが初めて会った日よ。その時点の私に全てを伝えてほしいの。
Oh, I'm so here for this, guys. I'm already loving everything about this. Okay, let's...
オーバーロードのこと。
Yep.
そしてもう一人の私、イーリスのことを。
I freaking love time travel. Oh my gosh, time travel is the best. It just makes everything so exciting.
なぜかは
Because
やれば
everything
わ
is
か
just
るわ。
thrown out the
とに
window.
かくお願いね。
Find out why if you do. You'll find out why if you just do so. Anyways, please do it. Okay, so she's talking about just going to tell her. Okay.
もし私が信じなかった、こう言ってちょうだい。10歳の時におねしょをした。
We're just gonna call her out for being a bedwetter.
これ言わなくてもよかったかしら。でも私の性格上素直に信じると思えないのよね。
Okay, now what I really need to know is what does your true form look like? Can you please show me?
とにかく頼んだわよ。残念だけど干渉の仕方は私では教えられない。世界の目にそんな力はないから。ああ、そうだ。干渉を終えたら次は今の私を呼んで。私からは呼ばないわよ。あなたから私を呼ぶの。さあ、いつでもどうぞ。これがオーバーロードを御す第一歩。
Oh my gosh, there's Overlord down here now? Okay.
しっかりね。ない。
Oh boy, oh boy. Wow, this just got different, guys. Am I gonna need a guide to figure this out? Is it gonna be complicated, or can I just go for it? Okay, good. I feel like because she said she's gonna explain to us. No, I don't want to go back. I'm gonna have to read the opening dialogue again. Oh no. I'm so triggered by this. Oh, okay. That was quite different. If I do say so. Finish my meal and exit the cafe. Oh, one setting I don't think I changed is, can I change this? I know you guys like when I put it to, just because it makes it a little bit easier to read, I guess. Finish my meal and exit the cafe. Weekday or weekend, this town is dead at night. There are more shops here than around my folks' place, but things are just as deserted here as they are there. Hardly any cars pass through the streets late at night, so on a whim I decided to live a little dangerously and go walk down the middle of the road. This is the kind of freedom I have now. Sure, I only started living on my own so that Sora could have her bratty way, but nowadays I've adjusted this lifestyle so much that the idea of going back to live with my folks just sounds like a pain in the butt. God bless, they're starting from this point. I don't have to read the, there's a Mobius Ring anime in Shiro Mitsugawa. I don't have to read that for the 4th time. I'm so relieved. Like, you guys don't even know. Decided to take the long way back to burn off some calories. Freaking, I need to do that. I'm right next to the shrine, and I figure I might as well go inside while I'm here. So I go through the imposing gate. Not a trace of the festival remains. The shrine has returned to its usual somber mood. Or so you think. Obviously, that's not true at all. Also, it's pretty darn creepy in the dark. Got no real business here, so I guess it's about time I head back. I swear I'm not just scared, honest. I pick up on a dark shadow out of the corner of my eye and give a little jump. Oh, woo, it's just a cat. No, wait, what is it? I get closer to confirm. Some anime merch, I guess. Something like that. Pretty unconventional. I guess I wanted to be nice. I could call it interesting. Yeah, that was a pretty interesting design. Gosh, I'm just thinking back to when I was first playing the game, and I had, like, no idea what was going on. No idea. I knew so little back then, and now it's like, my world has expanded. It's great. I love it. This thing's got me spooked. I reach over to move it to a spot where someone is more likely to see it when. Install memories.exe. We're just, like, implanting things in our head. My head aches. A flood of memories pour into my brain. I really like how they did this, though, where we, the player, are the ones implanting them. That's why it was so, like, kind of iffy. Like, it's so meta. I mean, I don't generally like things that are too meta, but, you know, it has its appeal. Utterly confused. Artifacts, users, overlord, a host of words I'm unfamiliar with. But now I understand. I understand what all those words all mean. I understand what it is I must do now. It looks like I've become a different version of me. It's a creepy feeling. But I guess it's because they're my memories, even if they're not the ones I personally experienced. The dissonance soon fades, and a sense of familiarity begins to set in. Be it as it may, the confusion I'm feeling still remains. It's like I've suddenly gotten booted into some fantastical world after living a life of supreme mediocrity. Yeesh. Anyways, I better hurry and get things done. Sophie wriggles ever so slightly in my hand. She's unnerved. That's understandable. Truth be told, so am I. There's a part of me calling myself an idiot for talking to a plushie. There's a part of me who's confident this is the same plushie. The same plushie is a visitor from another world. And let's not forget that a part of me is thinking I've gone crazy, of course. Yeah, we have gone a little crazy. I speak to her as I change locale. I place Sophie down in an area that's hard to see from the entrance of the shrine and take a seat behind her. Or beside her.
警戒もしなくていい。俺は味方だ。アーティファクトやユーザーのことは理解しているし、ソフィーの目的も知っている。
Sophie's like, what the frick? What?
魔眼の回収、そしてもう一人の自分を止めること、だろ？イーリス。あれ？
What if she's out, like, not even in this body right now? It's just really a stuffed animal. It just, like, so happened to shake. You know, we're a little bit tired. We just saw something that wasn't there. That'd be interesting. No response. I even tacked on, isn't that right, for style points, but she's not giving me a single response. Wait, am I actually going crazy?
ソフィーさん、そろそろ返事をしていただけると。
Alright, time to bring out that she wet the bed. Crap, maybe I should get checked at the hospital. I might have a brain tumor or something. He sighs. Finally, some feedback. Thank God, I actually am sane.
警戒するなと言われてもね。
He said it in a languid tone as she begins to float up. I can feel that she's glaring daggers at me. Her ecstatic doll expression makes it hard to tell for
な
sure.
ぜ知っているの？私がイーリスだと。その名はとうの昔に捨てたというのに。
本人から聞いたんだ。未来のソフィーから。
あなた、何を言っているの？
オーバーロードだ。未来の記憶が俺にはある。
警戒を解きたいのなら、そんな口頭無形な嘘をつくべきではなかったわね。
Sophie.
嘘じゃない。別の枝の俺を観測してみてくれ。全く違う行動をとっているはずだ。
そのようね。
俺がソフィーのことを知るのは今じゃない。もっと先ってわけだ。世界の目じゃ未来を知ることはできない。それができるのは
オーバーロード。
そういうこと。信じてくれた。
Nope, we have to bring up the bedwetting.
まだか。じゃあ仕方ないな。もう一つ本人から聞いたことがある。もし信じなかった時はこう言えって。
何
？10歳の時におねしょをした。
We got her, boys. She just freaking died. So Sophie's body slowly jolts for a moment and falls limply to the ground. The next, did she desync with her illusory body? I've never seen Sophie so shaken up over something
大
before.
丈夫か？
We told her most embarrassing secret. She literally had an out-of-body experience right there. She apparently comes back to her senses as she leaps up at an amazing speed and comes to a halt in front of me.
あなた、なんでそんなことを知って。誰から。いや、必死に隠蔽したから誰も知らないはず。
Well, Sophie, we just know things that nobody else does, okay? You're just gonna have to accept it and move on.
どうしてそんなこと知ってるのよ。
だから本人から聞いたんだよ。
言うはずがない。
じゃあなんで知ってんだよ。
まさかお母様かお父様が気づいていて。
She's just thinking of her parents. She's like, frick, did they know?
1000年前から今日の地震まで俺たちの世界は断行してたわけだろ。仮にソフィーの両親が秘密に気づいていたとしても俺に伝える手段ないだろう。1000年前なんて俺生まれですらいないぞ。
もう。
That's an extremely deep sigh. Yeah, I bet. Her biggest secret just revealed to the world. Her wary and strained demeanor starts to loosen up.
認めるしかないわね。どうやら未来の私は秘密を打ち明けるくらいにはあなたを信用しているって。
Alright, good. That makes things easy.
それと説明するまでもなくこちらの事情を理解しているみたいね。
ああ、頼まれたんだ。未来のソフィーに全てを話せって。
She revealed everything except what she looks like, and that was the biggest piece of crap I've ever heard or ever seen. I wanted to know
オ
what
ー
she
バー
looks
ロード
like.
のことはもういいよな。イーリスのことなんだが。
待って、場所を移しましょう。
Yeah, isn't this kind of where she's staying right now? Probably a bad idea to be going about this discussion here.
ああ、そうだな。こんなところでする話じゃないか。
Because I'm guessing that Iris, or I'm not sure if I should call her Iris or Iris, because I would pronounce that Iris, like, you know, like your eye and your iris. I'm just gonna keep calling her Iris. So Iris probably is already here, I would imagine.
あなたの家はすぐ近く。
ああ、行こう。
ちゃんとついていくから運ぼうとしなくていいわよ。
Yeah, not all of us have warping powers, okay? You frick. Get out of here. Nimbly dodging the advances of my hand, Sophie disappears into thin air. Alright, I kind of forgot she could do that. I have memories of it, but actually seeing it happen is still pretty spooky.
帰ろう。
I sigh and stand up. My future memories, yeah, it still feels hella weird. Interesting opening to the game. I'm really glad they're not making me read that opening line again, and now that things are, like, actually coming together. I still think this is super cool that we're, like, jumping through time, essentially. Like, I love the idea of that. I really hope, where are we gonna branch off from? Where is that planning to happen? Are we gonna branch off from here? We're just gonna go straight over and then to the right over here. Maybe something like that. I'm not sure. Get back home and take a breather with a cup of tea when suddenly she warps out of her portal. There's a rift in space and Sophie pops out from it.
で、いいですが。
She gets straight to the point with no lead up. I tell her everything per future Sophie's instructions. I tell her about my future memories of the different branches brought about by Overlord. I tell her about Iris, about the evil eye. Even though none of these memories feel real, I tell her everything as if giving a second-hand account.
なるほどね。あの女もこの世界に。最悪ね。予想はしていたけれど、当たってほしくなかったわ。腹の探り合いをしている場合じゃないみたいね。まだあなたのことは信用できないけれど、未来の私を信じることにする。
Okay, well, I'm glad you trust her, but everything I know is from first-hand experience. Okay, I literally have lived through all of this. Okay, what do you mean you don't believe me?
助けてくれるかしら。あなたの力が必ず必要になる。
But we don't have all of our artifacts right now. I mean, we have Overlord. I mean, Overlord by itself is pretty ridiculously strong, but...
何よ、その顔は。
俺の記憶の中のソフィーはもっとこう生意気な感じなんだが、まさか素直にお願いされるとは。
Sophie's actually been pretty nice to us a lot of the time. Like, maybe at the start of the game she was kind of whatever, but, I mean, in all fairness, like, she didn't really know us too well. We didn't know her too well.
あなた、性格悪いって言われない？
No, I wouldn't say
いや
that.
悪い。予想してた反応と違ってたから悪い。驚いた。
で、どうなの？手伝ってくれるの？
I suppose I got nothing else going on, so might
手
as well.
伝うさ。そうするしかない。なんたって無理やり記憶を植え付けられたからな。何度も死んで大事な人も殺されて、あんな光景リアルで目にするのはごめんだ。
Yeah, we've had some pretty messed up stuff happen, that's for sure.
だから手伝うさ。イーリスを止めるために。
ありがとう。
Sophie's gentle voice once again contradicts my memories. I see, this was future Sophie's goal, huh? To build her trust with me at a quicker rate. By doing that, Sophie can skip the needless task of monitoring me. This may be a big enough change to create a new branch. In any case, with my objective complete, it seems like a good idea to report this to future Sophie. Gosh dang. Okay, so we didn't create a new branch yet, looks like. Gosh, this is so weird doing this. It's very strange.
あら、おかえりなさい。
Oh my
さ
gosh.
すがオーバーロード。時間の概念なんて関係ないわね。
Let's freaking
数秒で
go.
戻ってくるんだから。
Let's go. New best girl alert. Let's go. Oh my. Oh. Oh, it's so good. She looks better than I could have imagined, honestly. I thought she was going to look more like this traditional, like, no, she looks like this, like, cat lolly girl, and I love everything about it. This is so good. So good. I love this so much. Best girl. Why did she not get a route, though? That's what pisses me off. Y'all told me she does not get a route, and that pisses me off to no end. Oh, best girl, guys. Come on. We gotta get with the program. Why have a normal girl when you can have, like, some magical being from another world who's like a goddess of some kind, almost? We're literally screwing around here. With Haruka, with Noah. Freaking screw them. We need this right here, guys. This right here. This. Or teacher. Teacher's good, too. Because, you know, like, teachers kind of can, like... They can channel through teacher, so that's pretty cool, too. God bless. God bless this game. So good. Welcome back. There's no alert for you. Not bound by the concept of time. You're back only after a few seconds.
大丈夫。疑ってないわよ。あなたがしっかりやり遂げてくれたってちゃんと分かっているから。
Gosh. And I say she's kind of cat-like because of the eyes. She has, like, the kind of narrow slits. I feel like that's a very cat-like feature. So good. I love this. I love this so much. I'm already enjoying episode 4. Episode 4 is pretty good. I know very well you carried out your mission as instructed.
4月17日の私と接触したことで現れた変化について話す前に、もしかして私の姿見えているんじゃない？
Oh yeah. You are safe to assume. That's why I make. Oh gosh, it's even better close up, guys. So much cool details. I really like the outfit she's wearing. It's very like, I don't know. It wouldn't look good on some other people, but on her it looks very well. And I like that there's this very like split color scheme going on. So we got like the blue and the white, right? I don't know what the symbolism in that is. Is it saying almost like she's a half, like she's part of another whole, right? Like she's a half of something, you know, because she's split off from the other iris. So I'm wondering if the other iris is going to have like a maybe like a darker inverted scheme or something, if we ever get to see what she looks like. I have no idea. I'm just kind of guessing here.
ああ、やっぱりさっきよりも強くつながっているみたいね。あなたの戸惑いと驚きが手に取るようにわかるわ。
What do you mean confusion? I'm not confused at all about your appearance. I'm popping off right now.
私からは相変わらずあなたの姿が見えないのは残念だけど、多分これはこっちの問題ね。世界の目の限界。
It's okay. You just and sorry, I feel like my camera like froze right there because I looked at the little preview and it was just stuck. So I just reset it real quick. But one little thing I'm noticing is the zipper in the middle is it all makes sense now. Now that I'm seeing like her little like plushy body and I'm seeing her, I'm like, oh, okay, I can see the similarities here. I don't really understand why like her different expressions change the color of her illusory body. I don't know if that's just like a more of a visual aid to kind of help us like determine what she's feeling at the moment, but yeah, I don't see it relating to her actual look. But this is so great. Everything about this is so good.
あなたの方はオーバーロードの扱いに早速慣れてきたようね。
Now, how can I use Overlord to get us into a branch where we get together? Well, not personally me. That's the thing. It's like now that you've introduced me, the player, right, as somebody who's a part of the game, I was like, when I say me, I'm really referring to Kakeru, but I could be referring to me too. Who knows? But I want to help Kakeru get with Sophie because that's the true ending right there. Y'all have been lied to. This is the real ending here, that we get together with her and save the world.
それともあなたが私を探してつなげてくれたからかしら。だからつながりが強くなった。ま、なんでもいいわね。無駄話はこれくらいにしておきましょう。
Guys, I've been telling you all along, this is the best game out there. Like, if you have not played this game before, like, shame on you. This is the best game. I just love it.
4月17日の私と接触
I'm
した
playing
こ
for
と
the
で
first time, so.
目論見通り私が最初からカケルに協力的な枝が生まれたわ。
Where I'm cooperative with Kakeru from the very start.
ただ残念ながら期待通りとはいかなかったわね。大して大きな変化は生まれなかった。観測しかできない私の力では運命に与える影響なんてその程度ということね。
Well, let's see. So, in this branch, we only splintered off here, because then Sora stayed the night, right? So that kind of, like, splintered off things a little bit. And then from there, right, we kind of, split it off into Haruka's route. So, So, are we trying to... Satsuki consoles Miko and Kakeru walks to her workplace. Are we going to try to split things off from the very first one? Or are we going to split it off... Where are we going to try to split this off from here? Or are we just not splitting off and we're just doing some completely crazy time jumping adventure where we're changing things within choices already made? I have no idea. I'm just gonna keep playing and shut up. This is the
けれど
extent.
観測できる範囲が増えたわ。かけるを監視しなくなったおかげでね。
Gosh, Conqueror is such a lucky man. He had no idea he had this beautiful woman just looking after him. Like, he is so
整理
blessed.
しましょう。情報の共有も兼ねて。
Alright, let's sort it out. Let's do it. Okay. Oh, never
ま
mind.
ずこれかけるが都と親しくなる枝。おそらくあなたが最初に観測した枝じゃないかしら。鑑賞の仕方が明らかに他の枝とは違うのよね。
Yeah, we really didn't.
どこかたどたどしいというか。
I don't feel like we really intervened too much until things went really wrong.
そのせいか結果も一番芳しくない。魔眼の入手どころか魔眼のユーザーの正体もわからないまま。そしておそらくこれが2番目に観測した枝ね。あなたが明確に運命に干渉し始めたのがこの枝からなのよ。この枝でカケルは魔眼と対峙することになる。もっともユーザー本人じゃなく原体だったけれど。そして3番目、この枝からあなたはカケルへの干渉を強めている。魔眼のユーザーの正体を必死に伝えようとしているわね。
I really like this though. If they were gonna go this route, I think they're doing it pretty well. I like the idea of us like slowly like changing things, right? I think it's really cool. I don't think I've really seen a game try to do something like this. Obviously, there's games that have stuff like that where you, the player, are like observing and they break the fourth wall a little bit and mention that, right? But I haven't seen one that goes like to this depth. I really like it.
そして運命を操り、カケルの死の運命を否定し続けた。おかげでイーリスを退け、魔眼を入手することができた。さっき話した新たに生まれた枝だけれど、結局この枝に統合されたわ。何が起こるかカケルが知っていたおかげで、私の原体が消失を免れたのと、余市が軽傷で済んだことくらいかしら。変化と言えるのは、でもそのおかげで分かったことがあるの。いえ、見逃していたことに気がついたというのが正しいわね。
Okay, so let me get this straight. If nothing else for just myself. So we went down that branch. We just made that change where now we knew everything, but the branch pretty much went almost exactly the same. Like nothing really crazy happened because we made that change. It just kind of merged because they're so similar. Okay, so she learned something though.
覚えているかしら、イーリスの言葉を。ノアがアーティファクトの力を発動させた時よ。あの女はこう言ったの。
So is Noah kind of the key here to making a huge change?
私の魂へ狙いすました一撃と。引っかかってはいたけれど、余裕がなくてそのまま忘れてしまっていたのよね。うかつだわ。けれど原体を維持できたおかげでじっくりと観察できた。余市とカケルがイーリスの結界を破った瞬間、わずかにサツキとイーリスの魂が揺らめいていたの。つまりほんのわずかではあるけれど、二人の力はサツキとイーリスに届いていた、というわけ。もう一人、ノアもやすやすと結界を破ってみせたわね。けれど他の二人とは明らかに違った。揺らめいていたのはイーリスの魂だけ。わかるかしら。あの女の言葉通りよ。まさに狙いすました一撃。
So we need to target Iris specifically, right? Not Iris and Satsuki, because we don't want to hurt Satsuki. We just want to get rid of Iris.
ノアはサツキの魂を素通りして同調したイーリスの魂だけを狙ってみせたの。結界さえなければおそらくノアなら。早速で悪いけれど、あの枝に飛んでくれるかしら。
Frickin' why not? That's what I'm here to do.
もしかしたら これであっさりと終わっちゃうかもしれないわね。
No. Probably not.
頼んだわよ。ナイン。
Yeah, okay. I'm just glad I got to see what you look like. Okay, that's all I care about. That's all I'm here for. I actually don't even need to play the rest of the game. I'm happy because she doesn't get a route anyway, so what does it matter? Okay, we're jumping here, huh? So this is right before all the lovey-dovey stuff happens. I keep expecting this little animation to like lead to like a Pokemon battle. It's like it's gonna go do 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 do
私たちの勝利条件はイーリスを先生の体から追い出すこと。世界の目の破壊。本気を出したイーリスの結界は破れない。それならノアちゃん動けますか？
ええ、問題ない。やっぱりあなたが鍵だったわね。
ごめんなさい。やっと勇気が出せました。悪いことを起こせるならいいことも起こせる。今から起こします。
指示して。あなたに従う。
I mean, I do see what you guys mean though by some of the other branches. Just it's a little complicated. I'm like, yeah, it feels like some of the other branches don't matter because I mean they're just stepping stones for us to get to like this perfect branch.
イーリスの動き止められますか？
できる。結界さえなければ。
わかりました。九条さん、ソラさん、起きてください。
Yeah, wake up, freaking. Look at these guys. Sleep in the middle of a fight. How could they?
ごめんなさい。今は説明している時間がないので指示通りに動いてください。はい。イーリスは周囲に結界を張って身を守っています。どんな力も通しません。だからソラさん。はい。ソラさんの力でイーリスの結界を消してください。
消して。できる？私の力で？
できます。
マジか。わかりました。
Okay, so how is this one gonna go differently? Are we gonna like somehow do something to Noah? Because Noah is the key to it, right?
結界が消えたらノアちゃん、イーリスは距離を取ろうとするはずです。
ええ、任せて。
お願いします。九条さん、イーリスは世界の目を体内に取り込みました。ノアちゃんが動きを止めたら九条さんの力で奪い取ってください。
ですが私の力でアーティファクトを奪ってしまったら。
大丈夫です。暴走はさせません。
はい。
Alright, let's do
わ
it.
かりました。
新見さんに合わせます。合図を待ってください。今消えろー。
My fist slips right through the barrier. They managed to nullify it. Install memories.
パニッシュ。
待て。
I shout to stop her. No, that's not what Yuki should be doing
直
right
接狙
now.
え。
She clicks her tongue, a sure sign of trepidation. Yuki should be able to get Iris without hurting Miss
今なら
Naruse.
やれる。行け。イーリスを倒せ。
倒す。了解した。
Yuki's eyes shine brilliantly. She can do this.
さすがにまずいかし
ゴースト。
Okay, how is this going to go differently? I
分
wonder.
かってる。立て直す暇なんて与えねえ。攻めて攻めて攻めまくってやるぜ。
Alright, let's freaking do it.
九条さん、アシストを。イーリスの視界を奪えますか？
やってみます。G オーダーアクティブ。
Okay, I'm here for this. Surge of power gushes out. Her lightning of judgment speeds towards the defenseless Iris and...
パニッシュ。
What? What's going on? Her eye twitches and a cold sweat forms on her brow. She's acting strange.
ユキさん。
まさか攻撃を。
失礼ね。何もしてないわよ。その子が勝手に死にかけてるだけ。
Wait, what? What's going on?
くそ。
Yuki been gritting her teeth to keep conscious in Iris's domain this entire time. She'd been clinging to consciousness while enduring pressure that would normally knock someone out. She's probably using most of her strength here, next to me. She's finally at her limit. But...
Yuki!
Okay, so she just doesn't have really the strength to do it right now.
先輩これ以上結界キスの
こっちもそう長くは持たねえぞ。さっさと仕留めろ。おい、
仕留める仕留め私が
慌てて損しちゃった。準備が整うまで待ってあげてもいいけれど、ごめんなさいね。私。
Well, this isn't going quite as planned.
無理遠い射程圏内に入らないと。
近づきたいのなら私から言ってあげる。
Did she just leave? Iris starts to disappear from sight.
それじゃ。
What the? No, you can't hurt Noah. This is her route. Or it's supposed to be.
Yuki!
さようなら。
Okay, we failed here a little bit. Sophie, I need some help. That didn't go so well. Can we jump back earlier?
おかえりなさい。見ていたわ。狙いは良かったけれど失敗ね。あの様子だとノアを救ったところで結果は変わりそうにないわね。
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't go quite as
残念
planned.
だけれどあの枝ではイーリスを倒せないけれど消せないわね。イーリスが本当に何もしていないのならノアに何があったのかしら。対抗力の低い都と空が倒れる中、根性だけで立ち上がった子よ。限界だったとしても余力を振り絞って渾身の一撃を放つわよ。他に可能性があるとすれば殺すことをためらった都のように道徳心が高すぎればあり得るけれど、あの子に限って覚悟を決めていなかったとは思えないし。
Yeah, I mean, she's real big on justice, right? But maybe killing someone for power is a little too much for her to do?
考えていても仕方ないわね。あの子、自分の能力を決して明かさなかった。おそらく誰にも心を許していなかった。
But we have an ability where we can go back, we can change things.
あの独特な言動も他者と自己の間に明確な境界線を引いているとも取れるし、イーリスの焦り具合から鍵は間違いなくあの子が握っている。どうやら知る必要がありそうね。心の内に隠したあの子の素顔を。問題はその方法よね。あの子かなり気難しそうだし。
We do it through Renya. I'm calling it now. Renya is the key. Just kidding. Probably not. But Renya, like, I feel like just is kind of on the same wavelength, so he'd probably be the one that could actually, like, talk to her and things like that.
やり方は任せるわ。きっとあなたなら何とかしてくれる。
Or is this the route where Kakeru gets super chuny?
何よ、不満そうね。別に投げっぱなしにするつもりはないわよ。
I mean, hey, it's pretty broken that we can just go through and do this now.
アドバイスしてあげる。決して選択をためらわないこと。
Never falter in your
空が
decisions.
消えた枝、遥たちが石化した枝、悲劇的な結末を迎えた枝をあなたは選定してきた。わかる？カケルを導くことで望まぬ運命をあなたは否定してきたのよ。
Have we? I mean, I feel like all of those still ended up badly, and they still are real, at least to those people in that branch.
空が消えたことも、カケルを残して全滅したことも、カケルが何度も死んだことも全部なかったことになっている。オーバーロードの力で。
Oh. So they don't exist. We just saw how things would have played out, essentially. But they don't exist. So what does exist? Which branch? Where? What? Are we just in a floating space, just imagining things, like we're tripping on some kind of drug? We're just sitting here imagining things instead of anything actually. Why do I keep saying that occurring?
世界の目を持つ私は観測できるけれど、悲劇的な運命のその先は存在しない。ただ残滓が存在するだけ。
Only remnants.
あなたは運命を固定化することで、その残滓へと分岐する可能性をゼロにできるというわけ。もう一度言うわよ。望まぬ運命をあなたはなかったことにできるの。
Okay, I see. So I'm trying to understand in my feeble mind. Like let's just say time only goes up to the point where our worlds kind of collided now, and we are in the picture, right? So we are just kind of playing out these scenarios, essentially, and observing them, right? Just to seeing what would happen, but they're not really real. So like nothing past the opening of the game even happens, because it's just us playing out these scenarios and trying to find the one that's going to be the right one, right? We're trying to find, essentially, to compare the Steins Gate of our world. Is that kind of what I'm getting at? I don't know. I'm so lost. I'm not too sure on that one.
だから失敗を恐れないこと。誰かを死なせたら後味が悪いでしょうけど、それは飲み込みなさい。
Okay.
あとはそうね、かけるに干渉する際、特定の相手への感情と記憶は与えない方がいいわね。まっさらな状態が好ましい。判断を鈍らせるかもしれないから。まあ、くどくどと話しちゃったけど、結局今まで通りのやり方で問題ないってことね。
I feel like this is similar to Build-A-Bear, except instead of building a bear, we're building a branch. And we're just like trying to figure out what pieces we want to put into it and how we want to craft it. Oh gosh, this has gotten infinitely more complicated.
喋りすぎて疲れたわね。頼んだわよ。ない？ここで吉報を待っているわ。
All right, waifu. You can just sit here pretty. I'll do the work. Oh boy, I already know I'm gonna get a ton of comments telling me, oh, Justin, it's this way, and this, and this. Gotta figure it out. Okay, so we're branching off from here. Interesting. So we're not even, like, essentially... Wait, what? Why is there multiple options? What do you mean? I have to go to... What? What? What do you mean there's multiple options? So I'm really not just going to branch off at any point. We're just going to go from there. Like, I'm just going to keep interfering with one point and another. We're just crafting our own branch.
時間通りね。
Gosh, I remember this scene. It was great. A murmur comes from behind me. Gosh, I feel so dumb. I had no idea that some of these scenes were going to be, like, so valuable later. And Yuki was the key the whole time. This girl right here, this chibi, chuny, nonsensical girl at times. Turn around to see Yuki step out from behind a tree. What's that weird entrance? So what does she mean by right on time? We never agreed on a time to meet. I guess she's already gotten to her chuny persona.
振り向かないで。正面を向いたまま話して。
Yeah, she doesn't want to be seen talking to me.
どこで奴らが見ているかわからない。私たちが手を組んだと悟られない方がいい。
ああ、なるほど。
Oh, poor guy, poor guy. You do realize anyone walking by can see you there, right? In fact, I don't even have to turn around. It's going to be obvious to anybody that who sees us that the two of us were talking. But if I point that out, she'll probably just do something even crazier, so I play along.
昨夜のエンプレスと会っているそうね。
ああ、うん、妹が。九条もそばにいる。
目的は？
何？
目的。
ああ、さあな。仲良くなりたいとは言ってたけど。
仲良く。エンプレスなんて名乗っている割には可愛らしいことを言うのね。
So I'm trying to understand. So we're changing things like here and there and all that, right? Like that's kind of what we're gonna do. Is this gonna just end up with us going on to a completely different branch kind of towards the end where things would start going wrong? Like it just goes in a completely different direction. But that's because we're making these small changes leading up to that.
ごめん。
So we're not gonna branch off early. Like it's not gonna go completely different from the start. It's gonna go completely different at the end.
声小さくてよく聞こえない。
Sighing, Yuki walks over and sits beside me. Yeah, you don't actually care if people see us talking to you. Knew it.
男性が苦手だそうね。
らしいな。
手よくあなたを排除しただけじゃ。
かもしれない。ただ、ナインボールなら他に100もいるしな。人前でバカなことはしないだろう。
どうかしらね。
何かあれば駆けつけることになっている。
賢明ね。ならば速やかに済ませましょう。
Takes out her phone and fiddles with it for a bit. A second later, my phone
デー
buzzes.
タを送った。確認を。
I immediately take out my smartphone and look at her message. Oh, nice.
あいつらの写真か。
Yeah, it's like a very kind of dark and almost blurry picture of it.
ええ。あなたたちと問答をしている間に撮っておいた。かなり不鮮明だけれど。
暗かったし仕方ないな。助かる。これであいつらを探しやすくなる。
ということは、エンプレス以外はまだ特定できていないのね。
ああ、多分3年だとは思うんだが。
そう。私はフードの女を調べていた。少なくとも私と同学年ではないようだけれど。
Still wanted to know more about Ghost. Like, why is she wearing that outfit that she does? I feel like it was just, I don't know. Like, I'm okay with the way they explain Ghost just being an illusory body. Like, that's fine. That kind of makes sense because we're like, oh, we can't find out where this girl lives or anything about her. We never did, and that makes sense that that would be the case, right? I just wish they would have like explained like her outfit more or why she looks the way she does. I mean, she looks like Yoichi, right? Like that's fine. Like that part made sense. Just everything else about her, like what inspired him to make her look like that.
ただ、クホーの生徒ではないとまだ断言はできない。顔が半分程度しか見えないし、判断材料が少なすぎる。
俺も女の方を調べつつ、司令官の特定を急いでみる。
ええ。本名や住所が特定できれば、交渉材料くらいにはなる。
その程度でビビる奴らなら助かるんだがな。
Yeah, about that.
名前や顔を隠すのは後ろめたい証。個人情報が彼らへの抑止力となるのなら徹底的に利用すべき。
With that, Yuki gets to her feet.
もう行くのか？
ええ。要件は以上よ。
Oh, okay. So we're gonna say something, stop her.
どうしたの？
ああ、悪い。
体調が悪いなら帰ってやす。
大丈夫。そういうわけじゃない。
Okay, what are we doing differently here?
な、もうちょっとだけ話せないか？
なぜ？
Ooh, new sprites. I'm so excited. Yuki looks so cute there. Like, I feel like the new sprites they add in each route literally just make the girls look cuter. That's like all the sprites do. They just add like these more cutesy ones than they had originally.
一応仲間なんだからさ。お互いのことは知っておくべきだろ。慣れ合いとかじゃなくて、ほら、そう、連携を取るためっていうか、息を合わせるためっていうか。俺としては不安が残る。リーダーのことを何も知らないままじゃさ。
そうね。
She sits back down on the bench. It looks like she reacted to the word leader. She must feel some sense of responsibility for sweeping us into the Valhalla society of hers. Alright, getting her to stay is the first part, so time for the second.
それで何を聞きたいの？
ああ、そうだな。 勇気のこと。
私の。
何というか、漠然と勇気のこと知りたいだけなんだけど。ああ、そうだ。アニメ詳しいよな。
それなりには。
I know enough.
どんなアニメが好きなんだ？
Mobius Ring.
実はそこまで好きでもない。
考えていただけ。あなたが知らないアニメを答えても反応に困るでしょうし。
That's considerate of her. She wants to start a conversation and keep it going, so she wants to know. She wants to mention one that we probably know as well.
大体わかると思う。一人暮らし始めてから結構見てるんだ。動画配信サイトで。
I'm gonna guess that she's gonna say Neon Genesis Evangelion. I have no idea why I can't talk today. I probably shouldn't have even recorded a video because I'm just like stumbling over words constantly. But I'm trying to absorb everything that's happening because it's hard to follow a little bit sometimes. I'm trying though, guys. I promise. So I think she's gonna say Neon Genesis Evangelion. What other anime do I think she would like? I think she would like Madoka Magica. I don't know. I'm guessing animes that kind of fit her or her personality a little bit. Death Note fan. I think she's a Death Note fan, guys. What do you think?
どのサイト？
いくつかあるんだけど、メインで見てるのはネットフラックスだな。
Netflix.
それなら最近のアニメが中心ね。
最近増えてきたぞ、昔のも。あれ見たよ。コードゲッシュ。
Code Geass. Freaking Code Geass is a lit anime. I love that one. We got new sprites. We have her looking like a
めっ
cat.
ちゃ反応したな。
あれは名作。3周はしてる。
I've watched it 3 times. Only 3 times? Do you all hear this casual? Who has only watched their favorite anime 3 times?
俺まだ途中なんだけど面白いよな。主人公側が単純な正義じゃないっていうのが俺には新鮮だった。
I don't know. I feel like y'all probably laugh at how bad my memory is sometimes, and you just sigh at having to constantly re-explain things to me. But the good thing about that is I can rewatch my favorite anime and I'll like forget little details here and there, or I'll notice something I didn't get before. So that part's pretty nice. It's nice not having the best memory because I can constantly rewatch something and I still enjoy it every time. Because obviously Steins Gate's my favorite, but before Steins Gate, and this will probably make some of you guys cringe, but I really loved growing up Future Diary. Future Diary was my favorite anime, and I've seen that so many times. I've seen that show over and over and over because I love it so much.
そうね。主人公のハルーシュは私も好きなキャラクター。
Actually, yeah, why didn't I guess this? Of course she loves Lelouch v Britannia. Of course she does. It all makes sense.
あれ意外だな。
何が？
あっちの方が好きかと思った。親友のハザックだっけ？正義を貫くって感じ。
I feel like she likes Suzaku a little bit.
ハルーシュの方は目的のためには手段を選ばないだろう。そういうところ勇気の主義には合わないんじゃないか？
主義と好みは別。
I love how we're just talking about Code Geass, but we're not.
そりゃそうだけど。でもキャラクター的には似てるかもな。
そう？
なんとなく雰囲気が。
Do you see her face? That was like the biggest compliment we could ever give her. She has the same blank expression as usual, but it looks like she's finally starting to lose up. What do you mean blank expression? She is so happy right now that we just compared her to him. Is that a bit of joy I'm seeing? I knew Yuki was easier to figure out than she seemed. But now I'm lost. I'm willing to accept the principles and tastes are different, but... Yeah, the image of Yuki in my mind is straight-laced and rigid. And aside from the times when she has no choice, she's fixated on doing things with
ア
honor.
ニメのキャラクターに憧れてこんな性格になったと思っているかもしれないけれど。
I feel like that's a lot of people that are really into anime growing up. Like, they literally base their personality around, like, someone who's, like, the cool, silent type. Or the outgoing and bubbly type.
違うのか？
Or the charming and mysterious type, you know? Like, like a kind of character you don't really know much... You don't really feel like you know much about them, but you're like, I want to be like that person.
違う。強くあろうとそう心がけていただけ。特定の何かを模倣したわけじゃない。
She wants to be strong, so she wants to be Goku. Her favorite anime, Dragon Ball Z.
全く影響を受けなかったとは言わないけれど、強いて目標となったキャラクターを挙げるのなら、
Please, I would love to know. Is it gonna be Goku?
じゃなくて、
じゃなくて
話しすぎた。
No, no, I wanted to know. No, worst branch. I wanted to know the answer to that. She cuts the conversation
何
short
か
and
分
stands
か
up.
ったらまた連絡する。
ああ、わかった。
礼なんて必要ない。私たちはバルハラソサイエティの仲間なんだから。
Yuki says this as cool as a cucumber before leaving. She's just trying to be strong, huh? If she's not admiring an anime character or something, then why is she trying to be strong? I've always thought that she had an overactive chuny imagination, and it turned out that way, but it looks like that's not the case. I guess she's just not a stereotypical chuny. And as antisocial as she may be, she's surprisingly conscientious of who she's speaking to when she speaks. Even though she's uptight, when I try to meet her halfway, she tends to loosen herself up. I'm guessing if I keep my bias out of this and take my time to interact with her, she'll open up more of her heart to me. Once I do, I'm sure she'll reveal the latter half of that sentence she didn't finish. Yeah, I want to know if it's Goku. That being said. In any case, I've got what seems to be the trick to interacting with Yuki, but the question is if I should stick to this branch. I can't say things are at their best here. I can probably put things back in course where they don't necessarily go to plan. Well, that's what happens when you try to manipulate destiny to your will. Man, I've got a pretty crazy task on my shoulder.
さて、
Take out my phone and look at the messages Sora sent me a few minutes ago to see that her talk with Kosuke Senpai is over. I head to 9 Ball. I decided to play it safe as to not needlessly split off any branches. Okay, so I'm guessing... Interesting. I mean, should I be doing these in order? I feel like I should do them in order, but I don't know if it matters. It's letting me go out of order, or in any order I want, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump to here. I'm gonna jump into it on, like, branch-wise, I feel like.
作戦は
Well, let me see. Which branch is this on? Okay, this is just part of Miko, so I've already done it out of order, actually. Not that I'm sure. I don't know if it matters.
空の能力を使って境内に潜伏。3人が現れたら、都の能力で記憶を読む。
犯人だと確定できたらアーティファクトを奪って無力化するだ。
ああ。もし気づかれた場合は。
私の出番ね。
ああ。その時は頼む。さっさと空に能力使ってもらって、境内で待機するか。
先に予防線張っておきたいのですが。
どうした？
今朝気づいたんだけど、人数増えるほど効果薄れる気がする。4人もいるから厳しい？全く効果なしにはならないと思うけど、1人か2人にかけた時よりもかなり弱くなると思う。
So is it absolutely necessary that I read all this again? I mean, I know it kind of gives you context to what's going on in that moment, but I'm like, can I just skip this?
補助のエンチャント範囲化すると
I'll read it, but
弱まる。
そうそう、そんな感じです。だから能力があるからって油断してるとあっさり見つかったりするかも。
なるほどな。
yeah, because I remember her talking about the more people she uses it on, the weaker the effect.
もしもの時は、空自身と都優先で頼む。
ミアは？
解除しちまえ。俺は男たちどうにでもなる。勇気も強い。だろ？
そうね。
じゃあ行こう。都も。
頑張るね。
Interesting. So I wonder if we're gonna, like, be able to identify that this is Renya who died and all that. Start walking the shrine grounds. Only get a few steps in before realizing that Yuki isn't budging for where she stands, so we turn around.
一つだけ。
うん。
九条さんの盾になってあげるつもりはない。あなたが私の能力を確認しないまま、私を信頼したふりをしているのは、
I mean,
単純にデコイが欲しかったから。
would she have even told us if we asked?
私の
like probably
力
not.
なんて最初から当てにしていない。
Okay, so interesting. We're going here before we even go out and just see that Renya's just turned us down.
いや、悪い。なんでもない。デコイとは思っていない。俺には戦う力がないからな。 戦闘になったら結城の力が必要になる。戦力として頼りにしてる。
悪いけれど私はまだあなたを信用していない。
分かってる。もし俺が怪しい動きをしてみせたら好きにしてくれていい。
言われるまでもなくそのつもり。あなたが悪ならば私が裁く。話は以上。行きましょう。
So interesting. This is really us like getting to know her better and getting her to open up more, but at the same time giving her like the will to fight when she needs to, because that's going to be very crucial in that last fight.
一つ聞いていいか。
何？
結城はよく裁くって言葉を使うけど、具体的にどうするんだ。もし魔眼のユーザー石化事件の犯人と出会ったのなら
相応の罰を与える。
どんな罰。
さあね、相手次第。
相手が罪を悔いていたりしたら手加減するってことか。
その質問の意図は何？そんなことを聞いてどうするの？
I'm assuming we're doing this so we can really get to know her personality better now that we realize like how important she is, and then we're gonna go back to that moment where we're fighting Iris and be like, hey, we're gonna like say some words of encouragement to her and like get her to do what she needs to do, right?
覚悟を
I'm
知りたい。
assuming that's where we're going with this.
いざって時におじけづかれたら全滅だ。
I will say though, episode 4 has already started off so different than all the other episodes. I'm trying to like figure it out in my head because now this is just making the order of events way different. It's so
相
different
手が罪
because
悪
we're
感もか
redoing
けらも
everything
抱か
that's
ず
happened
人
before.
殺しをできるようなやつで俺たちのことも殺そうとしたのなら結城はそいつを殺せるか。殺すつもりで戦えるか。
必要であればそうする。
ちなみに
しつこい。まだあるの？
No.
必要に迫られたことはあるのか。悪人を殺したことが。
くだらない。
I'm gonna take that as a no. She spits out the words of a sigh, but the look on her face changes for a split second. Is that disgust? It may have only been for a second, but Yuki rarely ever breaks her stoic demeanor to show any form of emotion. Maybe she really is adverse to the act of killing. Considering Yuki respects justice above all else, I can see that being the case here. But just like Sophie said, even if she opposes killing, I can't say for sure if she was prepared to do it back then in the other timeline. She was acting extremely strange back then. Opposed might not carry enough weight to actually describe it. Maybe traumatized is more fitting. Yuki didn't answer my last question. Could it be that she's already killed someone and it psychologically scarred her? If that's so, then...
ちょっとニーニ、何してんの？
ああ、
助っ人の人行っちゃった
俺たちも行こ
よ。いや、そりゃ行くよ。あんたを待ってたんだよ。
う。悪い悪い。
考え事？
ちょっとな。大丈夫。大したことじゃない。
Follow after Yuki before Sora starts digging any deeper. Interesting, okay. Catch up with Yuki standing near the gate and line up next to her. The evil-eyed user Yoichi isn't here. No reason for me to be too cautious, but if I change my conduct too much, then I might end up adding a new branch for no
ど
reason.
こに隠れる？
ソラ、能力は
もう使ってる。大きい声で話したらあっさりバレる。
了解。ひとまずここから移動して。
どうしました？
Okay, so we just have to let things play out exactly like they did. Noah was the one to realize that somebody was there. Yuki silently points. There's a noticeably darker shadow in the blackness, the third victim.
もういる？
どうしよう。落ち着いて。まだこちらに気づいた様子。
あっち側からゆっくり近づ。
Interesting. It's like we're playing the same event, but like some of the dialogue's changed because we realized already what's going on. We know what happens here. So we're like trying to act like we're doing the same thing, but at the same time we realize we already know what's going on. Try to retrace the words and actions of my memories as much as possible. I already know what's happened, but even so I can't keep myself composed. I end up finding out he wasn't a bad guy. And even though we didn't even become acquainted in this branch, my heart still aches.
いや、これ以上近づきたくないかも。
わかった。
この辺りでしばらく様子を見ようか。
そうだな。そうし。
Yuki moves before I can finish my sentence. I wonder if this is a slight change of behaviors within the margin of safety. After all, my speech has already been subtly different.
二人はここにいてくれ。
でも
大丈夫。空、頼む。
ほいほい。
Chase after Yuki. I get closer step by step. The features of the shadows start to gradually get clearer. Yep, okay. I remember this. It was Renya. So I don't think they showed his face, right? A male statue, no doubt about it. This is Takamine. Takamine is dead.
いや、
そう。
Yuki observes the statue calmly. Wait, no. Yuki isn't composed either. She's been clenching her fist so tight that it's shaking. She's trying to be her usual self by hiding her intense emotions and playing things cool.
でも
I definitely feel like that little conversation we had has greatly changed how she feels going into this. Yuki finds a piece of paper and picks it up.
ダイイングメッセージ。いえ、違う。これは遺書ね。
俺にも読ませてくれ。
Did we ever get context for why he got turned to stone? I know they kind of said that the evil eye user probably just turned themselves to stone, right? And I guess Takamine could have done that, but I wonder, was it Yoichi, I guess, getting rid of him, in a sense, and he turned him to stone? Get to know that she silently passes to me. I feel as though I'm being crushed under the weight of my sins. Before I lose my mind, I'm turning myself to stone and putting an end to it all. Like, is that really what happened? Like, am I supposed to just believe that, right? I mean, I'm not saying, like, there's really a big reason to not believe it. I was just wondering if it happened slightly different than we thought.
そのメモを素直に信じるのならば、罪の意識に耐えかねて自分で自分を石にしたということになる。
I guess what I'm saying is I don't believe Takamine would have done that. Like, it just not in character. He wouldn't have felt bad about the weight of his sins. If he was doing it to help Yoichi, he would have been fine with it.
つまりこの男が石化の能力者。
If I deny her hypothesis, it'll probably end up making a new branch. That's not really a good
3人
idea.
目の犠牲者は犯人自身ってことか。
そんな
I hear Miko's voice and turn around. Sora is with her and they're looking down at the statue in astonishment.
これどういうこと？
この人高坂先輩の記憶に
I'll say I
神社で会っていた。
do appreciate having a second look at this scene because I feel like I just didn't really know what was going on, and now I'm like, oh, I kind of do understand now. It's a lot better.
推測自体は当たっていた。
Because this would have happened in episode 1, right? I feel like episode 1, I was very clueless as to what was going on in this game. I just didn't have a lot of information. And by episode 2, I feel like I was starting to figure it out. Yuki squats down and looks at the man's
合って
face.
ない幕引き。罪の意識に押しつぶされるのならば、初めから犯罪など犯さなければいいのに。
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but...
この男はしっかりと裁かれるべきだった。自分だけ楽に行くなんて。
She spits, then stands up. Her voice sounds as disinterested as usual. Maybe it's because I noticed the emotion she tried to hide earlier. Like, I could hear a strong tinge of resentment in her comment.
私の仕事はこれで終わりね。
ああ、
契約通り、報酬は支払ってもらう。
Oh yeah, we owe her part
1
base.
週間分。
Well, good thing this branch doesn't matter.
わかった。
それじゃ。
Turning back, Yuki walks off. Miyako and Sora can't even watch her walk away as their eyes are glued to the petrified Takamine in disbelief.
幕引き本当にこれで終わり？
No, Sora, it's still not over. We're trying.
石像の記憶を読むのはさすがに無理？
ダメみたい。
そっか。これでもう誰も死なない？
Well, if only you knew, Sora.
そうだ
Only
ね。
you knew. They're never
で
over.
もたとえ犯人自身でもまた死人が出てしまった。素直に喜べない。
Hey, just be glad it wasn't you, okay?
空、
ん初めて見たけど、なんかこれが人って実感が。
そんな実感持たなくていい。宮子と二人で先生のところに行ってくれ。
さつきちゃん？
ああ。あと警察にも連絡を。
かけるくんは？
こいつを調べる。
じゃあ私も。
いや、先生ん家で休んでてくれ。
行こう。
Sora takes Miko's hand and leaves the area. I waited until the two were out of sight and peered into Takamine's face. It's tranquil, extremely tranquil. Turn my eyes to the note. I feel as though I'm being crushed under the weight of my sins. Before I lose my mind, I'm turning myself to stone and putting an end to it all. A confession of guilt. This is a suicide note to pin the crimes on Takamine. Yuichi framed and killed Takamine in order to stop us, especially Miyako and her memory-reading powers from investigating the murders any further. That's the natural conclusion for me to draw, but... Suddenly wonder if Takamine was actually murdered. Takamine said without an ounce of hesitation that nothing would turn him against Yuichi. Not even learning his childhood friend was a murderer made him break that stance. In fact, when it was uncovered that Yuichi was the evil user of the evil eye, Takamine wasn't fazed by that revelation at all. I wonder, are they implying that it was Iris, then? Knowing Takamine, he probably would accept his own death in similar stride. All if Yoichi so desires, that is. He probably wrote that suicide note on his own without even needing to be coerced. Probably why he was such a tranquil expression on his face, or at least that's what I'm left to assume. After all, the evil eyes user committed suicide, or at least that's the conclusion Yoichi set up. Or maybe he just got him to kill himself. I guess that's kind of what they're implying here. I'm a little lost, but Yoichi probably isn't going to be clumsy enough to have his crimes come to light again. Even so, I'll be able to expose Yoichi's identity since I have my memories from different branches, but I can't consider that a good idea. Even if he managed to make it to Iris, I'd just be digging my own grave, since we don't have Kosuke-senpai's aid in this branch. We don't stand a chance against Iris unless we can get that boost from Senpai's power. We'd get pulverized, and that'd be that. Plus, Yuki doesn't trust us at all in this branch, so getting to know more about her seems like it'd be difficult. I kind of hoped it'd be one of those cases where she'd listen exactly because she doesn't trust us, but I wouldn't say I gained nothing at all from this, but I can't say that it proved effective. Take a short breath and
Sophie.
stand.
いるか?
もちろん。
Sophie appears from a rift immediately after I call her. This is the end. I should wander around so that a branch doesn't split for no reason.
殺すつもりでもっと強くならなくちゃ。
Okay. So interesting. Which one? We just went to this. So we're making changes, and that little scene right there just made me feel like she's gonna build up to that. But this doesn't lead into that. So like anything that would have just happened right there, as far as she's concerned, doesn't matter. In branch 3, but we know it changed. Like, she's not going to be able to recall her memories from other branches, right? She's not going to be able to recall that resolve. Like, changing her attitude in one branch isn't going to affect another branch, because she has no way of moving her thoughts or her feelings to one. So I was just wondering why they put that little detail in there. Is that just for us to know, like, hey, she needs to have that resolve by the end? I'm a little lost. But okay, let's jump to that one. I guess what I'm asking is, if I change Noah, if I change something about her in one branch, can that affect another branch? And my conclusion would be no, right? But I don't know. I'm wondering where they're going with that. It's been about 40 minutes or so since they left. Just as the sky turned slowly dark, Kosuke-senpai and Yuki returned to my place ahead of the others. They plopped down a bag filled with an assortment of snacks and drinks.
空と九条は?
Oh yeah, this is where these two get really buddy-buddy, and I was like, are they about to get together? Like, is this just going to go off into a completely separate thing where we just don't get with Kosuke?
肉が高かった。
え?
別のお店の方が安いかもって。だから私たちだけ先に帰ってきた。
ああ、節約。
彼女って
倹約家なんだよ。
意外ね。コロナグループの令嬢なのに。
いいお嫁さんになりそう。
Seems like she'd make a great wife.
ミミさんは九条さんみたいな。
ん？
いいえ、トイレ借りても。
ああ、いいですよ。
ありがとうございます。
Interesting. So we're alone with her to have a different conversation last time. So if I exit the living room, Yuki sits down right across from me.
ピザは？
あと15分くらいじゃねえかな。さっき頼んだばっか。早すぎると冷めるし。
そう。帰り道。はるかに相談をされた。
何を？ってそれは聞いちゃダメか。
詳しく話すつもりはないけれど、はるかは使い物にならないかもしれない。
え？
怯えている。自分の力に。
自分の？
いえ、聞かなかったことにして。少しおせっかいが過ぎた。ただ失敗が許されないミッションならはるかは外すべきだと思う。
本人がそう言ってたのか。
I will say, I do see how this is coming together. So on the home screen, right, you have Noah with the puzzle piece. I feel bad. I didn't really talk about that like I usually do. I'm sorry about that, guys. Someone's probably gonna comment on that, so I'm gonna address it now if you're still watching. But so we have. What happens if I save right here? Can I just like load into that, like our progress in the story? Like that'll work, right? Let's go talk about that right now, real quick, because I want to, so I'm gonna do it. Okay. So yeah, I feel like I should have talked about this. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm doing this really late in the video. So we have her sitting in this big chair, right? And then she's looking at this puzzle, or not puzzle piece, chess piece. Sorry. And you can kind of see, if you look on the kind of bottom left and bottom right, you can kind of see the checkerboard here. Interesting. So I guess this is kind of implying she's like the winning piece or something like that, or she's like the crucial piece to winning the game. And so far, the entire time we've been playing this 9-9, we've been just kind of playing puzzle pieces and trying to figure out the best strategy to win the game and checkmate, right? Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. We have to find the right opening move, right? The opening move's very crucial. It's important. Like each opening move has a different name for a reason, because it can play into the game very crucially. Interesting. Okay. I just want to kind of address that. I'm trying to see if I can gather any other meaning in this. I think Yuki looks a little confident in here. Like she kind of knows, like, hey, I'm important. But I'm not sure if I can gather too much meaning out of this without knowing anything right now. We'll jump back into this.
本人がそう言ってたのか。
いいえ。
だったら言われた通り聞かなかったことにする。不満か？
同意していたら見損なっていた。
試したのかよ。
さあ、どうかしら。
Yuki chuckles nonchalantly. Normally I would have given up on trying to deal with her and just awkwardly laughed back, but...
Oh.
聞きたいことあったのを思い出した。
私に？
Okay, curious how this is going to go differently as well.
結城の力についてまだ知らなかったなって。
G オーダーの。
まだ信頼できないか？
そういうわけじゃないけれど。
だったら教えてくれないか？みんなが戻ってきてからでもいいけど。
話せない。
どうして？
かっこいいから。
Because it's cooler.
かっこ。
秘密にした方がかっこいい。
Oh my gosh, you're gonna risk everything we work towards because it's cooler not to say anything about your power. Okay, you frick. Alright guys, let's just give up on Yuki. Let's just give up on her. What the hell is she talking about? Looking all smug. Gosh, look,
できる限り。
she's doing a little hand thing too.
信頼できないとかじゃなくてもったいぶりたいから
Can we look at this? She's doing a finger thing. Why is everyone doing a finger thing?
ええ、
って。お前、
Quite a
悪びれもせず
piece of
っ
work.
て。大事な
Got him.
局面なんですけど、今からラスボスと戦いに行くぞっていう最終局面なんですけど。
言われなくても分かってる。
じゃあ話せよ。
なぜ話す必要がある？
そりゃあるだろう。みんなと連携を取るためにも。
G オーダーの力を話したところで連携は取れない。これは私のみで完結した力。
She doesn't know. We need to
誰
know.
かを巻き込むこともない。だから話す必要はない。
まあそこまで言いたくないなら。
ただおちゃらけずに正直に打ち明けると。
おちゃらけ。あ、今の勇気なりの冗談だったのか。
I can never tell.
そういうの声に出さない方がいいと思うけど。
Okay then.
はい、すみません。続けてください。
信頼していないわけじゃない。 G オーダーのことを話してもいいけれど、他者の主観が入ってしまうことを極力避けたいの。
他者の主観？
ええ。 G オーダーの発動条件はとても不確かなの。だから私なりの基準を作っている。
So she adapted it to how she thought it should be.
他者からこれなら発動できるでしょと働きかけられて、もし私がその言葉に流されて基準を曲げてしまったら。
最悪暴走するとかか。
Kind of interesting because we know like artifacts can like kind of corrupt you and change you, right? I feel like this is her way of saying this is my power, not the power controlling me. It's like I'm gonna put limits and define what it is, so that way I have a complete hold on it, not it having a hold on me. Interesting. Okay.
そうね。そう解釈してもらっていい。
なるほどな。こっちの動きを数分止めたり他のこともできるんだろ。かなりの応用力のある力って印象なんだが、発動条件をどう満たすかによって効果も変わるって感じか。
少し違うけれど、そう思ってもらっていい。
So wait, let me really make sure I'm getting that. You can change its effect depending on how you fulfill its activation requirements. So is that why she can essentially do multiple things with it? Is if in the way she like activates it, if she changes that, then the effect changes. I really want to know at core what is her power. Like, I don't know, because a lot of powers, like, they have one sole function. The artifact has one sole function, but you can manipulate that function to do many things, right? Like Miyako thought she could just steal something from someone and then they lose memory of it, right? That already, I mean, kind of has a dual effect to it, but like she manipulated it in a way that she could steal memories, just straight up steal memories without having to steal something physical. Like she changed kind of the way her artifact worked. So I'm wondering if that's maybe a case of Noah's. Maybe she has like kind of a soul effect, but it's something that you could kind of manipulate to do multiple things.
G オーダーはとても強力だから、トリガーを誰かに委ねたくない。
But maybe hers is something as simple as it allows her to carry out justice, and that manifests itself in completely different ways. Kind of maybe similar to Haruka's, like she can kind of manifest different realities, but it's a little bit more, I guess, simple than that, like how the effect works and how limited it is. So maybe hers is something like that. I'm not sure.
わかった。もう無理に聞かない。ただ最後に一つだけいいか。
答えられる質問なら。
今回うまくいけばイーリスと戦わずに済むが、あまり楽観視もできない。戦うことになると想定しておいた方がいい。けどあまり悲観的にもなりたくない。もしチャンスがあるのなら俺はイーリスを倒す。いや、ちゃんと言う。殺したいと。そう思ってる。勇気はどうだ？
イーリスを野放しにすれば私たちだけじゃなくこの町の世界中の人々が死ぬ。そうでしょ？
あ
説得できる相手とも思えない。改心するとはとても。ならばやるしかないわね。私たちで神を滅する。
She says that with conviction. Her eyes are filled with determination, at least that's how it looks to me. Like Sophie said, Yuki is already prepared to do what needs to be done. Nevertheless, what happened back there with her being unable to move? Maybe she just reached her physical limit after all, or maybe... I was hoping that with a little luck I could solve the problem and proceed to be Iris, but it doesn't seem like things will be going that smoothly. Sophie comes back to the room looking somewhat apologetic.
すみません、お話中に。
Oh, you're fine.
戻るタイミング伺ってました？
はい。真面目な雰囲気だったので。
I mean, yeah, I suppose it was.
すみません、気を使わせちゃって。
ただい
Oh, hey, it's the rest of the gang. Welcome back.
ただいま
お、空たちも帰ってきた。
ただいま。ごめんね、遅くなっちゃった。
もうね、みゃーこ先輩主婦。周辺の安い店把握してる。完全に主婦。
ごめんね、付け合わせちゃって。高坂先輩も結城先輩もすみません。荷物持ってもらっちゃって。
そのために同行したのだから気にしないで。
With everyone assembled, we can get this party started. In a few hours' time, we'll have to fight Iris. I feel bad for everyone else, but it's probably a good idea if I don't tell any of them that I know what will be happening after this. If Iris managed to find that out, then she might try to do something I wouldn't expect and split off and join another branch. But I won't be able to read what she'll do in order to avoid the worst possible outcome too. Might may not be able to change the results even if we keep going down this path. Still, I at least need to prevent Yuki from getting killed. After all, if I can start things over even if she does die. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to seize the best possible future, even if it's not perfect. Interesting. This is going in quite the direction here. We're gonna get some more instructions, I guess. Talk to Sophie here.
戻ったわね。お帰りなさい。
Yep.
新しい枝のおかげで情報を正確に共有できて助かるわ。常に監視しているなんてカケルには言っていたけれど、実際はかなり甘かったのよね。手抜きしていたわけじゃないわよ。あの子が悪人じゃないことは早々に分かっていたから、四六時中張り付く必要はないってそう判断したの。でも今は抜かりないわよ。ちゃんとあの子の行動は全て記録している。つまりあなたがどんな干渉を行ったかもしっかり把握できている。意思疎通が難しい以上、こちらでできるフォローは可能な限りさせてもらうわ。
Okay.
反応が薄い相手に得意げに語っても虚しいだけね。
Hey, I'm reacting, you just can't tell.
そもそも本当に私の声聞こえてる？実は聞こえていなくて一人で喋っていたなんてオチだと、さすがの私も涙目にな
It's
るわ
gonna
よ。
bring me to tears.
ま、いいわ。いろいろ試していたようだけど、ノアの問題を解決するには至らなかったみたいね。最低限の干渉でイーリス打倒の運命に導けるのが一番ではあるけれど、手間を惜しんでいる場合ではないわね。じっくり時間をかけてノアと向き合うしかなさそう。あるいはイーリスを倒す別の手段を見つけ出すか。私
Interesting.
から提案できるのはそれくらいね。例のごとくやり方は任せるわ。
Okay, so our options are we need to confront her the old-fashioned way, or search for a different way to defeat Iris.
以上、引き続きよろしくね。ない？
I wonder, is this whole game gonna be us just kind of going through this, or is there gonna be a point where we're kind of watching like the new branch? I'm assuming that'll probably happen here in a bit, once we figure out that way to change this reality. Oh, we could just straight up start the Noah branch. Okay, so we got to go to the beginning here. I'm gonna save that for next episode because we've already gotten far into this, but I want to make sure I covered a good chunk because it seems like there's a lot going on and a lot of information we need to get. Um, this whole thing is like kind of just changed everything, to be honest with you guys. So there's quite a bit. But I will say I'm liking this beginning to this. I like that we're kind of going back and gathering a little bit of information, seeing what we can say to her and what we can learn from her. Like that'll kind of change her a little bit, I guess. So we're probably gonna go and start from an early point, right? What was it, April 17th? That's kind of when things started going down. So maybe we'll start talking to her a lot earlier, and things will start changing quite a bit.
かけるな兄貴持ってきやしたぜ
Okay, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna end it here. I think this is a great stopping point, and we're gonna kind of see how things are gonna change here. I'm really excited for that. Now that we've got this I feel like this whole video was just kind of an intro to what episode 4 is going to be about. And I'm sure there's going to be many interesting things happening, and I'm very excited about it. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you. I'm going to end the video here, and I shall see you in the next one. Have a good one.